Damn, boys, I'm not gonna lie, it's a frosty one this morning. It's a little cold out. Fits the Christmas season though. I'm gonna turn down the music so I don't get copyright strike. Big day for the channel. This has been a big year, so might as well top it off with one last big surprise. I cannot see anything. Got about an hour drive. By then the truck should be good and defrosted, but we gotta go hook up here, grab the trailer, and see how this plays out. All right, we had to make a quick pit stop here because these parts for the truck were delivered to the wrong house. This is new equipment for the truck that we're getting, new mods that were definitely needed, but always delivered to the wrong address for some reason. Delivered out to the sticks if you don't put the zip code down. So these companies that send out products, they get sent all over the place. But you know, I was sick of it, so I literally drove like half an hour away to the just beyond war zone ghetto and was able to still get my products at the abandoned house. Anyway, back to business. We're on our way to pick up a 1968 Pontiac GTO. It's about an hour and a half drive away. It's a numbers matching 400 engine, original miles, like 60,000. This guy said everything on the car is original. Every part is original to the car except for the owner, he said, which he is the second owner. So that's pretty cool. It's the same color as my dad's car. We're definitely gonna have to probably repaint it because he said it's like 7 out of 10 for rust, which that's, in reality, like people don't realize like 7 out of 10 is like good. That's good. 5 is average. Like, so it's funny how if you ever call like, oh, this girl or guy is like, she's a 5 out of 10, he's a 5 out of 10. That's average. So 7 out of 10, this should be like really good, but they're probably overselling it. So I don't know how bad the rust is going to be. We're going to see. It's super cold out. The truck's running great though. It's been running great for a while. We haven't had any real problems since we've did the little bit of work that's needed to be done, other than the hood struts going bad out of nowhere. So that's one thing we have to deal with. Anyway, 1968 Pontiac GTO, going to be towing it on the 1500 ZR2 here. If everything works out, he wants 10 G's for it. We were able to talk him down from like 15. Maybe it was 20. I can't even remember where my dad started whenever I was in the loop, but he's down to 10 G's now. Said he would make it our Christmas present doing this for 10 G's. So that's huge to get this car. So seeing the pictures that it looked pretty decent, but this is like a true barn find. A numbers matching for 10 grand is pretty crazy. So let's head on down there, get everything hooked up, and you guys get to see this piece of history. All right, boys, I'm sure you all had a very Merry Christmas, but if you didn't get exactly what you wanted, or if it wasn't a Colorado ZR2, which I know you've all been asking for years, I can get you that for $70. There's less than 750 slots available for this truck. And to be honest with you, we're probably not gonna sell out just because I'm a small channel. I don't have the reach of these bigger channels. So your odds in reality, I'm not saying it is just yet, but your odds in reality to win this thing might be like 1 in 500, 1 in 600. We'll see what we have to trim it down to because the deadline's coming up. We're gonna have to give this truck away at some point. So even though 1 out of 1,000 is insane odds to win a truck for $70, imagine it being like 1 out of 500, literally cut in half. For $70 on sale right now, use that Christmas money for a truck this winter. Imagine rolling up to work, college, school with this machine. $70 right now. You get a poster automatically entered for this beautifully built Colorado ZR2 with $20,000 worth of professional modifications done to it. Nothing cheap on this. It's all top of the line. So get yourself entered and change your life. Yeah, I'm not kidding you, boys. It's stupid cold out. Thank you, Mike, for letting me borrow the trailer. All right, boys, got the trailer back here. I'm actually pretty good with driving with the trailer now, I will say that. Got a big old cow, Dalmatian, German Shepherd, looks like a couple labs, and an alpaca back there. I had to go take a leak next to the shed, and it was like growling at me. Whatever alpacas do, it was making that noise. All right, let's go check it out.
Well, it has a 12-bolt posi, and I looked it up, and I thought, yeah, they never had. So as far as the rust, do you know much about how much rust it has?
Like I said, it needs some floor patches in it, a little bit of trunk patch. The rear quarters aren't, they have a couple of spots in it.
I'm a truck enthusiast at this point. I'm not a big car guy, especially a retro car guy like this, or whatever you call it, classic cars. But my dad is, so I take passion in it. And at this point, even I knew something was up, but especially my dad, seeing that this is not the original numbers matching 400 engine. So that immediately takes the wind out of our sails, because this is something out of, I forget what my father said to me, it was out of a 1970s GTO, most likely. So it is a 400, just not a numbers matching 400. And I know to some that is like, oh, who cares? It's not that big of a deal. But in terms of value, that definitely takes it down a bunch. So that was the first, well, the first sign was that it was a 12-bolt rear end, and they just didn't come with that. So already we know that something's up here, because the rear end's not original. The engine is now not original, which means that the trans is not original, most likely. All stuff that at the end of the day, even for 10 grand, we can look past. It's not that big of a deal. But as we look over this vehicle more and more, it was tough to film. It's very awkward in these situations to film, just because you're on a stranger's property and they think it's like, what is this guy doing filming this car? It's a little awkward. So, but obviously it's just for YouTube and all innocence on our part. But from what I can't show you, if you guys can't see it, there's rust everywhere. The floor pans are rusted out, which it's like, well, that's not a big deal. That's just cut them out and replace them. Absolutely. But then underneath, the frame was actually pretty decent, but it's just like every single, even though they're original quarter panels, body panels, doors, seals, trunk lid, roof, everything had at least one big hole of rust in it. So it's all that body work that would need to be done, and that's just not fun, not something that we're into doing. So even if we wanted to look all past this, they drilled a hole through the trunk lid, which apparently they did that because this GTO was used to run Moonshine in Tennessee. That's the theory, and that's a CB antenna that runs out of the trunk, and that's why that was done. The car is a complete basket case. We thought we were getting a great deal for $10,000, but my dad and I go out and talk about it, and we decide to pass on this. But stick around. I want to get your guys' opinion on something we might be able to do for my dad.
It's a shame, but that's over my head there.
Is it?
Oh, Shane. Yeah. Sorry you have to sell it too.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it was really cool to come out and see it at least. But yeah, I mean, the engine's not number matching, like you said, and it's got a whole bunch of rust, man. It's just something that we're not prepared to take on. So, but we appreciate you having us out here.
It's hard to pass on, but because you can't even get factory fenders. Well, I appreciate your time.
Yeah, no.
Thank you, sir.
It's your money.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Merry Christmas.
Good luck.
Yep.
And have a good Christmas.
Well, that sucks. That wasn't a complete waste of time, but man, well, first off, hope you guys had a great Christmas. The Christmas tree's empty. We had a bunch of presents under it. The dog's enjoying their Christmas bones, but here's my option for this vehicle. Obviously, now we've come to terms that it doesn't have matching VIN for the engine, and I've said this now 3 times, so it's probably too much for you guys to hear, because I'm sure a lot of you out there are like, we don't care. We don't care that it's not matching numbers. You should have bought it anyway for the content, for the people that enjoy that. I respect the vehicle for what it is, 100%. But we already have a GTO. So for those of you who are new to the channel, because I imagine this video isn't going to do well till way later in its life cycle, that we have a very clean, super nice GTO already. If you guys want to see the video on me picking up that with my dad, that was last year around this time, actually. That's a lot of fun. And we're putting a 5.3 engine in it, most likely. So the point of this was to have, it's like, all right, so we sort of have a Frankenstein GTO where we have a brand new Chevy 5.3 going into it and a whole bunch of other aftermarket parts. So for this GTO, the idea was it's nice. There's very little rust is what we were led to believe. Numbers matching engine, transmission, shifter to the floor, Hideaway headlights. That was a huge one I forgot to mention. This guy has to move in like a month. He has to move. He's got to sell his cows, the alpacas that were out there, tractors, the GTO, and a whole bunch of stuff because he's moving down south, I believe. So he's got to get rid of this stuff. So I don't want to take advantage of him, but I want to offer him what that car is worth. And there's a range because it probably is worth 10 grand. It probably is. I don't really know who you're going to find to spend that amount of money on it when it needs that much work, because also there were like rat droppings everywhere, mice, they chewed through all the wiring harnesses. So, I mean, it was destroyed. The car needed so much work. But if it came down to where it's like, dude, I got to get rid of this thing. Otherwise the bank's just going to take it from me or whoever owns the house. Like that's what it's going to come down to. And the guy was pretty disappointed whenever we left. I thought he was actually going to chase after us, but like, hey, wait, like, what do you give me for it? But he never did. But he seemed pretty disappointed that we were passing up on this. So I think if I offer him like $5,000, I honestly think he would take it. And it'd be so cool as like a belated Christmas present to surprise my dad. New content for the channel. Even though it's a lot of work, we maybe could like take parts off of it or redo it. I mean, I'm young. I could still probably do it. I'm not as skilled in any capacity as he is to make something like that a reality, but with his guidance, maybe I could do the majority of the work. We have some classic car content, so if you want to watch any more of that, check it out on the channel. There's a bunch of videos, but I'm primarily an off-road truck content channel. And for everyone watching, there is a giveaway going on right now. It's the combo giveaway for the Red TRX and the green ZL1 Camaro. That's only like 1 of 48 for the Camaro, and a TRX is like the best truck you can possibly own. So if you guys want to enter that, it's dual entries. If you buy anything, just one thing even, it enters you for both. Any of my products up on the screen here, they automatically enter you to win. I'm a small channel, but the last giveaway that happened, the winner of that for the GT500 bought one of my products and won. So that's crazy. One of my viewers bought a shirt and won themselves a GT500. Let's have lightning strike twice. If you guys win, you get to fly out, meet me. Not that that's anything special. I shouldn't even say that, but it's cool. I'd love to meet you guys in person. So, and I hope one of you guys win, one of my fans. So if you want to enter that, it's like ×5 entries right now, 1,700 free entries. It's crazy, all the multipliers going on. So if you guys want to enter that, make sure you do it quick, because I think it ends on New Year's Eve at midnight. If you guys want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button, and likes are always appreciated. If you guys made it this far in the video, please like the video. It helps out so much. All my true viewers, fans, whatever you want to call yourselves, I see you guys liking the video every single time, so it means a lot. Say GOAT in the comments below for the GTO. My dad's very first car, and hopefully this isn't the end of this saga. We'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated. Lots of truck parts coming for the Silverado. I got an insane Christmas present for the Silverado ZR2. And it's like, oh, what do you mean it's a lift kit? No, it's bigger than that. Way bigger than that. So hopefully you guys are pumped. Stay tuned. I'll stop rambling. See you guys next time. Happy New Year.